Hey guys, Doug from Nukem Dukem here, and I want to show you what my white seats looks like in my Tesla Model 3 that I owned for over 3 years ago. I bought it last day in 2020, and this car has been through the ringer. I use this on Uber, Lyft. I had over hundreds of people in this car. I've taken it to the mountains to go snowboarding. I even rented it out on Turo, and someone stole this car. They stole the car, and they completely trashed it. And you want to know something I learned? Apparently, it's not considered Grand Theft Auto if you rent out your car to another person and they have 3-day grace period to return it in California before it's considered felony, before the cops would do anything about it. Well, there was a clever way I was able to retrieve it in 8 hours after the guy did not return it, and I'll put that in a different video. There'll be a link in the description below. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Model 3 and how the seat's been holding up. I have not using any protector for those past 3 years, so this is the first time I'm adding the applicator here because I'm planning to do rideshare again. So this is what my white seats looks like after 3 years of owning this car and having a bunch of people in it. It still looks pretty dang good, I have to say. I just used microfiber cloth and hot water. I just had the car detailed because I want it as clean as possible before I apply ceramic coating. And you can, only hard part that you can't clean is these bottom parts. It's just a different material. All right, so before I apply the ceramic coating and how I'm gonna apply it, I want to show you some accessories that have just made my life so much better and made the car feel a lot more premium, just in case you guys don't own it, something you guys might want to consider. All the products I'm using today, you can buy on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. It's just a affiliate link if you want to support me that way. One of the first things I changed was my brake pads and my accelerator. It comes with the original black one. It's just like $20 and it only took me half an hour to replace this. It requires a lot of elbow grease and some strength to replace it, but it's definitely do it yourself. Another thing I got is this white protector, just so my car looks more white. Definitely optional, but this I feel like is a must. It's these a combo where you can have these slots to help break up your console. It just makes it a little bit more organized. It makes my life so much easier than just digging through random stuff in here. So this has definitely made things easier. Sometimes, you know, when you need to charge your phone, your passenger wants to keep using their phone, but they need a charge. Instead, I just installed this applicator here. It's just $30 where you can just put USB, where you can have it easily plug in instead of just having a wire come out. You can tell it just looks like it flushed in very easily. And I also have these 3D printed pads, where these matte pads, it's very easy to install. It just protects your seats, makes it a lot more clean if you have a lot of weather. And the last thing I installed was this carbon fiber, and I installed this 2 years ago. There's a video on it, and it's still holding strong. It's been through the washer, detailer, and it's got stolen, and it's still hanging out pretty well. So the ceramic coating I'm using today is a Gyeon Leather Shield. This is the one that I found on Amazon. This is the one that had the most reviews, most feedbacks of all the other ceramic coating I could find. I went on YouTube. This is what most other YouTubers has recommended and swears by. I went through a lot of reviews and read a lot of the negative comments other Tesla owners have, so I kind of want to put them out to you. So one of the most common ones is the smell. So this has a very toxic-y smell. So make sure if you do plan to get it, wear a mask, and also do it in open space where you have time for the airflow, so you're just not breathing in the chemicals. Second one is the leather of your seats feel a lot more plasticky, where you slip and slide a little bit more since you're adding that coating. Over time, you can break it in, it'll become less slippery as you break in the leather. And the last one is staining. Applied it in their seatbelt, stained onto the leather where they have this color seatbelt on the actual white leather. Those are the few negatives out of many positive Tesla owners I saw says this product has been great for them. So I just decided, why not? Let's go ahead. I'm only planning to do one coating. It's only gonna take about 20 minutes to dry before you want to do a second coating, but I'm just gonna do one, see how it feels. Recommend wear gloves and wear a mask doing this. All right, let's get started. All right, just open the box. This is how much it comes with. It gives you about 90% full. Now, before I get started, I want to show you how to avoid the seatbelt issue that a lot of people had. So the trick with the seatbelt is when you apply it, just do in a section where there's no seatbelt, and then you can just put it off to the side and just close the door with it on that side. You have this, just put on this side, just move the seatbelt over here. It'll hold it before when it's dry, then just put it back like that. So you can just play around with the seatbelt. Just make sure there's space so it's not touching the leather seat, so it won't stain into the actual leather seats. So I'm gonna test it on the wheel first before I put it on the seats. It tells you to put on the small surface that you're okay to stain first before getting on it. I'm gonna hold off on the mask for now. If the smell gets overwhelming, then I'll put on the mask. I mean, I paid 60 bucks. I have to enjoy the chemical smell, right? It's good for the health. I'm joking, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not responsible if you get cancer. Across the whole thing. All right, I just finished the steering wheel. I'm gonna let it dry. I did a light application. Overall, I like the way it looks. It doesn't smell too bad for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the white seats. So I'm just gonna start on this corner edge here. This is where it gets most damaged because that's where you first sit in. So I'm just gonna go parallel line here. Go straight and smooth. I'm gonna pull the seat back just so I have better access. There we go, yeah. Very nice. Okay, I'm just gonna keep working on different sections now. All right, time for the back seat. I noticed while I was cleaning, I haven't applied it yet, but I noticed when I moved my seatbelt getting ready, I already have some spots here. I'm not sure if a detailer did this in the past or what happened, but it's pretty dirty here. I'm not sure why it's like that. That wasn't from me putting stuff on, and then there's already a little dark spot here for where the seatbelt is. So it could be stained from the factory, or a detailer add some type of chemical that transfer here. So that's something I'm keeping in mind right now. All right, so that's all I'm gonna do for now. I didn't get all the back seats because I'm gonna wait for the area of the seatbelt to cure before I move the seatbelt and get the other side. I made some mistakes. I felt like I didn't keep my pattern of just one stroke, one side, and pull. I kind of went in different direction, cross-hatched a little bit. So I could cause a little streaking. But what I noticed is that my white interior is not as white as I thought it was. There's a lot more dirty spots, and I kind of wish I did this sooner. Just gonna wait for cure and then I'll get the other side. Just took the car for a spin drive after I finished putting on the ceramic coating, and yes, the seats does get a little bit more slippery. I only did one coating and I did light layers, so if you do several coatings and heavy layers, then you might be slipping around for a little bit. So that's something you guys gotta keep aware of. The windows are up and I don't smell the chemical smell at all. I had my windows open to let the car dry out. I had my doors open and everything was good. I did put one coat on this. I don't think you need to, but I decided, like, you know what, I'll just put it on once and don't worry about it, because you know the chances of you staining this part is pretty low unless you have kids or someone like with markers or crayon. Then yeah, put it on there. Overall, everything looks great. No seatbelt stains. You know, everything looks good. I'll show you the back so you can see what it looks like. Everything just looks great, feels great. It feels a lot easier to clean just because it feels like stuff can just slide off of it. That's how much is remaining left in the bottle. So it's about 70% left. I only used about 20% of it. I say 10%'s gone because, you know, the bottle was not full, but who knows, the milligram probably was correct. So I didn't use that much just for one layer. So it would probably go down a little bit towards half if you do several layers. So what I've read is driver's seat, just do it twice a year, so every 6 months, and the rest seats once a year. For reapplication, I'll give you an update a year later, but my only regret was not putting this on it sooner, as soon as I got it on delivery day. I feel like the car needs it. It's just seeing all those other stains that could prevent it is my only regret not doing it sooner. So check out in the link in the description below for all the products I use to take care of my Tesla. All right, see ya.